Hello and welcome to another video by Day Night Gaming. In this video will be taking Culinarian from level 70 to 80 in the MMORPG known as Final Fantasy XIV. Now before we begin, we have a very short list of items that we need to purchase for use as materials for the recipes that we're going to be doing. Now please keep in mind that this list does not include the gear that we're going to be using, as well as the high quality blood bullet based food and high quality cunning craftsman syrup that we're going to be drinking in order to boost our stats. So the following items are just the materials that we're going to be using. So with that out of the way, please purchase 33 fermented butter, 99 garden beet sugar, and 99 sour cream. And if you do not intend to meld your gear as deeply as I have with materia, then it is highly recommended that you purchase some of these items in high quality to give you a boost to your quality bar. And depending on the price of the material, I recommend either buying some garden beet sugar or some sour cream in high quality, and most likely it's going to be the garden beet sugar that's going to be the cheaper one. So between those two items, you do not have to purchase all 99 of them in high quality. So maybe purchase 18 to 27 of those garden beet sugar or sour cream in high quality and the rest in normal quality. Now before we begin, I'm going to show you the gear that I used for this first section of the video. Now please keep in mind that this is the same exact gear that we used at the end of the previous video. And if you haven't melded your gear already, please don't do so at this time, because we're going to be doing crafts that are way under our level, so they're going to be very easy to complete. And the nice part about these job quests is if you fail to high quality the item, you can just throw away the completed item and ask for new materials for free. And of course, if you need to, you can eat high quality blood bowl based food and high quality cunning craftsman syrup to give you a boost to your control stat as well as your CP. Just keep in mind that you need a minimum of 358 CP in order to complete the rotation for this section of the video, after all food and buffs have been applied. So here we are in the city of Limsa. We're at the Culinarian Guild, and we're going to speak to Lingsat, the guild master. And once we do so, we're going to accept the level 60 job quest known as Flavors of the Far East. So here we are, we're going to accept. And after that, we're going to head out the double doors right behind us and go toward the balcony to the west. And once we get there, we're going to speak to Ralph. So here we are. After that, we're going to teleport to Mordona using the Revenant's Toll teleport at the very bottom of your teleport list. Once we get there, if you have a flying mount, that'll help you out a lot. So go ahead and mount up. If not, it's okay, you can still get there pretty easily. We're going to head to the north, and we're going to go to the second floor, and all the way at the back, that's where we're going to find Ralph. Now please remember this location, because we're going to come here quite often throughout this section of the video. So after completing the quest, speak to Ralph again. And we're going to be grabbing the level 63 job quest known as Rice to the Occasion. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and mount up, and we're going to head all the way due south near the Aetheryte Telepoint Crystal. And once we arrive there, we're going to look for Dapper Doman. And then after that, we're going to continue down south. And we're going to look for Delicate Doman. And for the final one, we're going to look for the Drowsy Doman, who's on a little terrace right above the Aetheryte Crystal. After speaking to all three of them, we're going to head all the way back to Ralph at the second floor of Voana's House of Splendor. And like I said, we're going to come here quite often. Alright, so now we have to do some crafting. So we're going to be crafting Doman rice balls, and it has to be done in HQ. But if you fail to high quality the item, feel free to speak to Poppin, and he'll give you new materials. Once again, we won't be providing our own materials, the game provides it for us. So we're going to go ahead and eat high quality blood bullet based food and high quality cunning craftsman syrup if we do not have enough CP. But these are very easy, so if you already have the amount of CP, don't worry about eating the food or the potion. Alright, So we're going to start off with our new ability called Reflect. And what that's going to do is it's going to give us an automatic 3 stacks of Inner Quiet right when we use it, but it must be done as an opener. It must be done as the first action of the rotation. So there you go. As you can see, we have 3 Inner Quiet stacks. After that, we're going to use Waste Not 2. Then we're going to go ahead and use all the Waste Not 2 stacks by going between Basic Touch and then Standard Touch. Basic Touch, Standard Touch. Basic Touch, Standard Touch. Basic Touch, Standard Touch. And if you haven't already maxed out your quality bar by now, you can go ahead and use Innovation, Great Strides, and then By God's Blessing to complete the quality bar. At this point, it should 100%. And the reason for this is because these crafts are already really easy, even if you do them at the correct level. But we're 10 levels over, which will greatly reduce the difficulty of the craft, which means every action that we do is going to have a lot of impact. So as you can see, that's the first one, and now the second careful synthesis, and we've completed the craft. And there we go, high quality dolmen rice balls. So now that we've crafted those, we're gonna have to turn them into Ralph. So go ahead and mount up onto your mount, and then we're gonna head due south on the way toward the aetheryte crystal. And there we go. And we're gonna hand them over. And then after a quick cutscene, we're going to head all the way back north toward Ralph and turn in the quest. And after doing so, we're going to speak to Ralph again. And we're going to grab the level 65 job quest known as A Broth from the Brine. So we're going to go and do that now. Accept. And now we're going to teleport to Limsa Lominsa. So go ahead and open up your teleport menu. And we're going to grab the Limsa Lominsa Lower Decks option. And once we arrive there, we're then going to take the aetheryte telepoint and we're going to head to the Culinarians Guild. Once we arrive there, we're going to go into the Culinarians Guild and we're going to speak to Lingsap, the guild master. So now we're going to speak to Carvalane, if you remember in our previous video. So we're going to head all the way due east across the bridge. So we're going to go and do that now. Through the double doors, exiting the Culinarian Guild, then across the bridge, up the stairs, 1 flight, and then right outside is Carvalane. So now we need to speak to Roswen. So we're going to take the aetheryte telepoint to the Aft Castle. And once we get there, we're going to head due south, and then we're going to head due east. Across the bridge, past Mel Coco from the previous video, and inside the double doors is Roswen. After a quick cutscene, we're then going to head to Mordona. So we're going to take the Revenant's Toll telepoint. Then once we arrive there, we're going to head to the second floor of Rowena's House of Splendor again and speak to Ralph. So now we have to craft a high quality Dolman Udon broth, and once again, if you fail to high quality it, just speak to Poppin and he'll give you new materials. So we're going to open up our crafting log and type in Dolman Udon broth. And go ahead and synthesize now. And we're going to use the same rotation that we used on the previous craft, and that's Reflect, Waste Not 2. Then we're going to cycle through Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, and then Basic Touch, Standard Touch, until our Waste Not 2 stacks are out. And if you still haven't finished the quality bar, then you can do Innovation, Great Strides into By God's Blessing. That'll definitely max out your quality bar to 100%. And then we're going to finish off the progress by doing Veneration into 2 Careful Synthesis. So here we go, 1 and 2, and that should complete it. And there we go, high quality Dolman Udon broth. So now we're going to turn these into Ralph. So we're going to go ahead and speak to Ralph, who's standing right next to us. Then we're going to hand them over. And then after that, we're going to speak to Ralph again to complete the quest. And then again, we're going to speak to Ralph another time to grab the level 68 job quest known as Teach a Man to Make Fish. So we're going to go ahead and accept that now. And then we're going to open up our teleport list and we're going to teleport to Kugane. If you can't find it, click the white button at the top. That's the far east. And then take the Hingashi teleport to Kugane. Now once we arrive there, we're going to take the Aetheroid telepoint and we're going to head to Bocario Inn. And then once we arrive there, we're going to head due north through the double doors right in front of us. And we're going to speak to Karaku, who is right on the right past the double doors. And then after that, we're going to teleport to the Ruby Sea. So go ahead and open up your teleport list. And we're going to look for the Ruby Sea Tamamizu. So here we go, we're going to scroll all the way down near the bottom, but not past the Crystarium. It's right under Kugane, and we're going to take the Ruby Sea. Now once we arrive there, we have to exit. So if you don't have flying, you're going to have to look for the swimming exit. But if you do have flying, you can fly right above the Aetheroid crystal. Once we get to the swimming section of the area, we're then going to head due north. Do not exit swimming. And we're going to look for Shamoji. And then after that, we're going to head back to Kugane. So we're going to open up our teleport list and teleport to Kugane. So here we go. And then once we arrive in Kugane, we're going to take the Aetheroid telepoint. And we're going to head back to Bocario Inn. And once we arrive there, we're going to head due north through the double doors. And this time we're going to speak to Shamoji. Alright, so now we're going to teleport to Mordona and take the Revenant's Toll. So open up your teleport list and go all the way to the bottom. And we're going to head to Mordona. Alright. And then we're going to head back to the second floor of Rona's House of Splendor and talk to Ralph. And now we have to synthesize high quality nigiri sushi. So go and open up your crafting log now and type that in. And once again, if you fail to high quality the item, just speak to Poppin and he'll give you new ingredients. So we're going to do the same rotation that we did earlier, starting with Reflect, then Waste Not 2, then Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch. And if you haven't finished off your quality bar, then you can do Innovation, Great Strides into Fire God's Blessing. Once you have 100% quality, we're then going to do Veneration and ending with 2, Careful Synthesis. So 1 and 2. And there we go, we've crafted high quality nigiri sushi. So now we're going to turn them into Ralph. And then hand over. Alright, so now we gotta head due south toward the overhang, or the mezzanine, or whatever you would call it. And then we're gonna turn left after we exit the double doors and speak to Ralph. And then we're gonna speak to Anzu. And after that, we're gonna head all the way back north and speak to Ralph again to complete the quest. Alright, so now we should be level 72, which is really good. But we have one more quest to do, so go ahead and speak to Ralph and accept the level 70 job quest known as The Way to a Father's Heart. And now we're going to open up our teleport list, and we're going to teleport to the peaks, taking the Alagiri teleport. So we're going to open up your teleport list, and we're going to scroll down. And it's above Kugane, under Ralgor's reach. There we go. We're going to take the peaks to Alagiri. Now once we arrive there, we're going to head due northwest, and we're going to speak to Ralph, who's near these chocobo carts. Remember this because we're going to come back to here in a bit. So now we're going to head due east, and we're going to speak to the cool-headed Highlander, who's around the corner of this building. And then we're going to head south to speak to ill-mannered Mikote. And then to the west of that is the hardened Highlander. Alright, so after that we're going to head all the way back to Ralph by passing the Aetherite Crystal due northwest and at the Chocobo carts. After speaking to Ralph, we're then going to head due southwest, past this purple tent and around the corner, and we're going to speak to the Highlander Historian. Alright. So now we're going to mount up on our mount. Now if you do not have flying, make sure to jump onto a battle class because you might get aggroed by the monsters. So we're going to fly due northwest, speak to Ralph. And then we're going to fly due northwest again. And speak to Ralph at this next location. And then after a quick cutscene, we're then going to open up our teleport list, and we're going to head back to Mordona, taking the Revenant's Toll teleport. Alright, so once we get here, we're going to head back to the second floor of Buena's House of Splendor and speak to Ralph again. And now we have to craft a high quality dolmen sukiyaki. And just like before, if you fail to high quality the craft, just speak to Poppin and get new materials. So go ahead and open up your crafting log, and we're going to search up Dolman Sukiyaki. And again, we're going to use the same rotation that we did earlier, and that's Reflect, Waste Not 2. Then we're going to do Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch, Basic Touch, Standard Touch. And if your quality bar isn't maxed out, then you could do Innovation, Great Strides into Byregot's Blessing. After that, we're going to work on our progress bar, and we're going to do Veneration, and then we're going to end with 2 Careful Synthesis. And after that, we should complete the craft. So here we go, 1 and 2. And there we go, we've crafted high quality Dolmen Sukiyaki. So now we're going to turn them into Ralph to complete the quest. So we're going to hand over. Alright, and there we go. After this cutscene, go ahead and complete. And now that we've got all our job quests out of the way, we're now gonna work on doing our Lev quest to get all the way up to level 80. So we're gonna use our teleport, and we're gonna head to the Crystarium. So let's go ahead and open up our teleport list. And then we're gonna go scroll down, and we're going to look for the Crystarium. Alright, there we go. Now once we get to the Crystarium, we're going to take the Aetherite Telepoint to the Crystal Mean. So there you go, Aethernet and the Crystalline Mean. And then once we arrive there, we're going to head due south to the second green tent. And then we're going to go there for the Crystarium Leves. So we're going to head there now. And once we get there, we're going to be in between Ericor and Moise. Because we're going to grab the Lev quests from Ericor, and then we're going to turn them into Moise. So I'm going to show you the gear that I use for this level bracket. Now please keep in mind that everything is at least level 71, and this gear is extremely powerful, and that's why we really wanted to do those job quests, because we wanted to jump past the level 70 bracket and get straight to the level 71 gear. Now if you do not intend to meld your gear as deeply as I have with materia, then just please keep in mind that you have to get to 484 CP after all food and buffs have been applied, which is actually very easy considering how powerful the gear is. But make sure you do eat high quality bullet based food, because it's going to give you a large jump in control stat. And remember, you can use high quality materials to supplement for any lack of control stat that you might be missing if you didn't meld your gear as deeply as I have. To be honest, you don't really need to meld your gear for this bracket because these crafts are very easy. So we're going to be doing the level 72 Lev quest known as Sweet Tooth. So we'll go ahead and grab that from Edacor, the Levmet. And we're going to do this Lev quest 11 times because this is the best Lev quest they have, all the way up to level 80. None of the higher Lev quests give as much EXP yield as this one does. So after you've done this Lev quest 2 or 3 times, you're going to be over leveled and you're not going to need high quality materials. So if you bought any of them, the ones that you're going to want to use them on is either 3 garden beet sugar every time you craft or 3 sour cream. But go ahead and use all 3, and that's going to give you 50% of your quality bar already. So we're going to start off with Reflect. Then we're going to use a new ability that we have called Manipulation, and that's going to give us 5 durability back after every turn for the next 8 turns. And that's a lot of durability it's going to give us. So as you can see, we're at 70 durability. And then we're going to use Waste Not, and that's going to give us 5 back. So we're going to go to 75. That's really powerful. And after that, we're going to use a skill called Preparatory Touch. And normally Preparatory Touch would cost 20 durability, but Waste Not is going to have that, so it's only going to cost 10 durability. So it's going to be a very powerful combination. So in total, we're going to do 4 Preparatory Touch in a row, and that's going to max out our Inner Quiet. So 1, 2, 3, and on our 4th one, we're going to get to 11 stacks of Inner Quiet. Now, your quality bar most likely will be filled at this time, but in case it isn't, you can do Innovation, Great Strides into Fire God's Blessing. And that's going to use up all 11 Inner Quiet stacks and definitely cap out your quality bar. After that, all you got to do is finish off the progress. So we're going to do Veneration. And then we're going to use this new ability called Groundwork. And we're going to do this 3 times. And you're going to notice your progress bar is going to shoot up really quickly. Alright, so here we go. We're going to do the first Groundwork, and that's going to take 20 durability. So we're going to go to durability 40. And then we're going to do another Groundwork, bringing us to 20 durability. And in case you didn't max out your progress bar because your gear isn't as melded as deeply as I have, you can do a third Groundwork because you still have 20 more durability left. Alright, so now we've crafted 3 high quality caramels. We got to craft 6 more to turn in this lev. So we're going to do the same rotation that we did previously. That's Reflect, Manipulation, Waste Not, 4 Preparatory Touch in a row to get us to 11 Inner Quiet stacks. Innovation, Great Strides, and Fire God's Blessing if you haven't already maxed out your quality bar. Then we're going to do Veneration into 3 Groundwork to complete the progress bar. And this is easy now. Imagine once you start over leveling the craft. So right now we should be level 73, and we're going to turn these into moist. So we're going to hand over the first 3. Alright, complete. Submit additional, yes. Hand over the next 3, yes. Complete. And submit additional, yes. Hand over, yes. And complete. And as you can see here, we're already almost at level 74. So at this level, it's giving a lot of EXP, but it's going to quickly drop off. So now go ahead and speak to Edacor, the Levmet again, and grab the level 72 Lev quest known as Sweet Tooth. And we're going to repeat this 10 more times. So that means we're gonna have to craft 30 more of these caramels because we gotta make a total of 90 high quality caramels. After we've crafted all of those, we're gonna turn them into moist. So we're gonna hand over the first 3, complete. Some additional, yes. Hand over, yes. Complete. And then some additional. And then we're gonna hand over our last 3, yes, and complete. And there we go, we should be level 80, yep. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, in case you didn't make it, just go ahead and make a couple more caramels. Do the Lev quest 1 or 2 more times. But you should have enough EXP after those 11 Lev quests to get to level 80. Alright, and there we go. Thank you, hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, consider hitting that thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button, and ringing that bell for future notifications on videos that I might be posting in the future. And in case you're interested in supporting the channel even more, I do have a merch website at streamlabs.com/DNGdangerous/merch. And until next time, take care, goodbye.